Prime Minister has used social media platform WeChat to appeal directly to Chinese Australians as relations between the two countries deteriorate. Let's go to Canberra now. We're joined by our political editor, Andrew Clennell. Good to see you, Andrew. What do you make of this intervention?
Well, good to see you, Pete. How was the US? Looked like a lot of fun.
It was very interesting, really strange. But yeah, it was fun. And as you just saw there with William Barr and Chuck Schumer, very much continuing.
Yeah, well, it looked like a great story to be on. Yeah, well, in this China thing, I mean, it's really sort of got out of control, hasn't it? And the government knows it needs the political support of the Chinese Australian community. It's probably also aware of the potential for racism towards the Chinese Australian community after a recent day. So I'd say that's what Scott Morrison's intervention's about. It was funny hearing him say we need no more amplification of this in the party room. To my reaction to that was no kidding, after he came out and said the Chinese government should be ashamed and they should apologise, etc, etc. Hard to react differently, though, after that particular tweet we've just seen up there. So it's got to a situation which is out of hand. You've got to hope cool heads prevail. There's no way we're getting an apology from the Chinese, so that's just posturing by us. Fair enough. You've got everyone from the former WA Premier Colin Barnett warning us to cool it, to Nev Power expressing concerns about it, the head of the Coronavirus Economic Recovery Task Force or whatever, to the OECD saying that this is the big threat to our economy going forward. Of course, Matthias Cormann going for the Secretary-General's job there. So no shortage of warnings about the potential threat to our economy out of this. The Global Times yesterday, the Chinese government mouthpiece, essentially warned if our ships were near the South China Sea, they could be in trouble. So, yeah, I'm pretty concerned at the moment, Pete.
But that list of grievances, the 14 list of grievances that China has, I mean, everything Australia seems to have done in the past few months would have been correct, wouldn't it have been? Haven't we been right on every specific circumstance, every position that Australia has taken?
Well, if you say so, Pete.
I'm not a politician, obviously, but you know, shouldn't the world be right to try and find out the origins of COVID-19 to make sure it doesn't happen again? And then you've got so many of the other issues as well that just sort of seems fair enough to me. But,
mate, there's a general acceptance even down here, and although you'll never hear an admission from the government out of it, that it was clumsy and but perhaps not the right thing to do to go alone on the call for the independent inquiry. I mean, you'll never hear that from the Prime Minister. They insist, oh, we just did the right thing, everyone's backed us. Well, everyone backed us afterwards. Why we had to stick our necks out when 42% of our exports last month go to China is beyond me. And, you know, cyber security announcements, foreign investment law announcements, Belt and Road announcements. There's absolutely no doubt whatsoever, because I hear it behind the scenes here regularly, that Australia thinks that by criticising China, the government wins domestic political support. Well, when you have foreign, and you know, no less an authority than Paul Kelly argues that some of the foreign policy has been done with domestic political considerations in mind. I don't think that's the right approach to take. I think you can tackle cybersecurity behind the scenes, just like you used to tackle espionage behind the scenes. I don't think everything requires an announcement, Pete, and ratcheting things up. Having said that, of course Australia should stand up for itself. And there's been occasions where Scott Morrison's got that spot on. I just think he's been over-enthusiastic to do these press conferences, essentially bagging China without naming them, bit of a dog whistle, because he thinks it'll improve his own stocks. And that is not helpful. Go and ask a wine producer or a barley grower if that's helped them.
What do you make us just on that wine? Have you seen that campaign overnight?
Yeah, I saw it on the program earlier. I haven't watched the full video. I heard you say it was worth watching, so I might have a look.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean that's good. We've got a lot of support
for the Australian wine producers.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of support from various countries, but they're not in the fix we're in.
Yeah, true.
You know, I mean that's the problem. I mean we just need to dial it down.
Yeah.